we're going to talk about the box office.
Nice.
We're moving on to Podluck, box office talk. So this is for the weekend. I was surprised by these numbers. That is definitely for sure. This says weekend box office. The Lost City finds $31 million and reconnects with missing audiences. I did not expect this movie to make $31 million. I really didn't. Channing Tatum, I guess, is still marketable. Sandra Bullock is, I guess, still marketable. Together in a world where the Batman made $66 million in its second weekend, right? I just did not expect this movie to make over $20 million.
This is the first time I'm looking at this poster. It looks like Sandra Bullock is farting a fire cloud. I'm sorry. I know you're talking about this article, but why do they make that poster?
Maybe they don't like her.
My goodness, and he's like getting her out of there. He's rescuing themselves
exactly
from
what
the fire.
happened.
Is that Daniel Radcliffe?
Yes.
Yeah,
he plays the bad guy.
Okay, I am out of it for this.
Hey, you leave Daniel. I love Daniel.
I love Daniel Radcliffe.
Yes.
I didn't see that.
Me and Daniel Radcliffe.
He's just getting attacked.
Me and
by the
Daniel
fire.
Radcliffe are the same height.
For real?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Hugging you is like hugging Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh my
So
God.
if you ever want to simulate hugging with Daniel Radcliffe,
I love, speaking
Just
of
hug
last time I
me.
was here, I know we'll go back to this real quick, but
Yeah.
Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe, the movie they did with the corpse that swims.
Yeah.
What's the name of that? It's a great movie. Oh my God, it's a great movie.
so it says Paramount's adventure comedy, The Lost City. What?
That corpse farts.
There you go.
Sorry.
Perfect.
Continue.
Yeah.
The Lost City debuted on top this weekend with an estimated $31 million, exceeding the opening of several other similar comedies from the past few years, including several pre-pandemic titles from 2017 to 2019. That is a good sign for them. I did like how Dallas Sonia is just like, he's like, I can go see this, or a remake of Romancing the Stone, which is what this is. So it beat Men in Black International, which made $30 million. It's because Men in Black International was garbage. It beat Free Guy, which was awesome. I loved Free Guy. It beat Zombieland. Double Tap. I didn't see Zombieland. I only saw the original Zombieland. I didn't see Double
Okay.
Tap.
Double Tap is like meh, because like the younger sister, the one that Emma Stone has as a younger sister, she fall in love with like some guy who's like hippy dippy, and like
Hippy dippy. Is that still a phrase?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm bringing back old
I heard
words.
that in an episode of The Mentalist. Somebody called somebody a hippy dippy woman, and it felt like such an old person thing to say. You are channeling your inner old Christina Chang.
Good.
That's who said
Yeah.
the line in the show.
But yeah, basically, she falls in love with this hippy dippy guy who played in Victorious, if anybody remembers that show. And they're
I
looking,
don't think me and Shane were quite the demographic for Victorious. I'm just saying.
I mean, that's what Ariana Grande became famous for. But whatever.
So creepy
Still
how
don't
they
know.
try to make her look old or look so young.
Yeah,
Creepy.
but
It's creepy.
yeah. Well,
So you
also
didn't like Zombieland Double Tap?
it was okay because basically like she's chasing this guy and they're like traveling to like the sanctuary where it's supposed to be like there's no zombies, everybody's like pure and everything's happy. And then she leaves the group and then they get a girl named Montana and she's like really ditzy. She's like that stereotypical ditzy blonde, and they're like, why did she survive that long? And they were like, because she has no brains. They did that joke.
Montana is actually a great name. I actually
Yeah.
like the name Montana a lot. I've come to like that name.
Yeah.
Aw.
So it says in second place for the Batman fell 44% to 20.5 million. That's not too bad of a fall, especially in what I think in like 3 or 4 weeks. We had some disagreements about the Batman. We're not going to get into another debate, but Kurt, one of our coworkers,
We have a coworker named Kurt.
I didn't say Kurt, did I? I
Yeah,
said
you
Kurt.
did.
Yes.
The ghost who lives
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
Kent. Did I say Kurt?
Yeah.
Kent was like, it's a good movie. I'm like, the whole third act could have been cut in half. It is what it is. But a 44% fall is, it says the film has now earned $331 million through the same point in release. That's so it's 24% behind The Dark Knight, 14% behind The Dark Knight Rises. So it's just showing you like what those movies had made in that what frame they're in, which is the fourth frame. I always love using that term. It makes me feel like such an insider. The fourth frame.
I like that.
Rather than the fourth week, it's out. It's the fourth frame. It says the film has earned the majority of its earnings from domestic through its entire run. The balance finally tipped towards a majority overseas earnings this weekend, $340.9 million of its $672.9 million global total. I don't think it's going to make $1 billion.
Nah.
I really don't. It's okay. Maybe in the sequel they can.
I don't know. I wasn't excited about that movie.
It's just very long. It's very long. So that is what it is. By the way, Spider-Man No Way Home crosses $800 million domestically.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Still ranking 8th. Made another $2 million. This movie is out to purchase, unlike streaming. Like,
Wow.
you can buy this VOD right now, and people are still choosing to go see it in the theaters.
Because you don't get the same experience, bro.
That's
Exactly.
what we're learning. It says, despite being available on digital platforms, Sony Spider-Man's No Way Home has now spent all 15 of its weekends in the top 10.
Wow.
That is insane.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if at some point, if they wanted this thing to make $1 billion just domestic, or to get this thing over $2 billion, if they do like an advertised re-release,
Right.
like they did with like not Titanic. Well, they did that with Titanic
Yeah.
too, but they did it with like
Avatar or
Avatar or
something.
something like recently.
Yeah.
Where like they did it with Avengers Endgame.
Did they?
Like yeah, they did.
Oh,
They
wow.
did like a re-release down the frame. So I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up doing that with this movie just to get it up and over. So then I just want to go down here to the bottom. So it says 44% drop for Batman. Uncharted had only a 36% drop. That's a $5 million haul this weekend. I'm actually quite surprised with how well Uncharted is. I think it'll get a sequel. I really do, especially when the expectations for video games, any type of adaptation, are so low.
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen, unfortunately,
Yeah.
do you see the percentage on that drop? 75% drop, and it only it gained theaters, which is crazy. But it did so well that first week, it kind of blew
It
people's
did,
minds.
yeah.
I wonder what would happen if they would have done a wide release rather than a limited release.
Yeah.
Wide in that first week, it would have been very
I
good.
wonder why
for it.
such a sharp drop.
That's a very
Well, isn't it like a limited release?
but it gained theaters.
Right.
It says right here. It
gained
says
theaters and dropped.
and dropped 75%. So. I don't think that says anything about the movie because it got no promotion.
Was
so
it
it's
panned by
No,
audience or
it's-
anything? Right? People liked it.
Yeah, people, anything we've seen from Demon Slayer does well.
Yeah.
Did well when Mugen Train came out. So, 2,229,531. That's a 48% drop. All the percentage drops. Look at that Spider-Man drop. It's only 36%. Same with Sing 2, 12%. And that's in week 14, and Spider-Man 2 is in week 15. So Death on the Nile, that's a sharper drop than the ones before it, 60% drop. There's already been a sequel announced for Death on the Nile, so they will get a third. I hate having to say Hercule Poirot. Actual. I'm not French. Belgian.
I don't know.
He's something. Belgian?
I have no clue. I gave up.
Agatha Christie.
Yeah.
Agatha Christie.
I gave up searching up for that.
Yes, I do still want to see Belfast, which I have not seen
Yeah.
yet, which I have seen nothing but good reviews on. So we will see. And then what is the week right now? What is the date today? The 27th?
Yep.
So next week, what do we have coming out? We have, would be the first week in May, right? Or would that be the 29th?
I think first week of April.
Mm-hmm.
Or did I say,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we're in March. Come
on.
I just a month off. Yeah. Anybody.
Brett is living. in the
Anybody could do
future.
my job. So Morbius comes out. I do think we should still go see that. I still think there's a possibility we could like it, even though it's getting like really horrible reviews.
That makes me think it's gonna be good.
See, that was my logic, but then most of the people who I tend to trust are just like, look at the trailers, dude.
Yeah.
It's a mess. Like even like Matt Smith says, like I don't even know the name of my character because they like changed it halfway through.
Oh boy.
So it's got its problems.
Yeah.
So I am excited to see it though. Like I said, if they avoid telling me that I'm an awful person and there's no identity politics, I tend to give it like a lot of things. Like I was telling Tim, I was like, I gave the Adam Project like an A-. 10 years ago. It would have been like a C+ at best.
Right.
But nowadays I'm so jaded that I give good reviews to stuff that's just kind of average.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
next week we've got Morbius, The Contractor. I have no interest in going to see. That's the Chris Pine one. He's like a special forces dude. I'll see that when it comes on to streaming. And then what's the other one? The other one was You Won't Be Alone, which I have no interest in seeing.
That one, I just watched the trailer. It's really interesting.
What's it about?
So basically, this girl, she got kidnapped. She became a witch, and
No, never mind. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah. So
This sounds
basically,
cool.
she wants to be human again, but she can't because she's deemed as a witch. So what happened was, it was by accident. She didn't mean to kill the girl, but she killed her and then took her identity and she wants to live as a human. So she's living vicariously by living in somebody else's skin.
Okay.
As an Alice in Chains song plays in the background.
Yeah,
I'm
but
into this.
yeah, it's like really interesting if you watch it because like she's living as like as a I believe her victim was like the same age as her, so she's living as like a normal human being in a village, and like she's learning about how life is going as like a female during that time because she gets smacked in the trailer. She gets smacked by a man, and then like she learns about like human emotions too.
Oh no. Crazy.
Human emotions.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I just watched the trailer because it kind of caught my eye. I was like, is this a scary movie?
Where is it set? Like time wise, is it?
It's supposed to be it's a foreign film, so I think it's gonna be set maybe I don't know. It's like a really recluse
Sounds interesting.
village.
Sounds
Yeah.
interesting.
It's
Okay.
a village without electricity. I think it was like during medieval times.
All right, sweet.
So Morbius,
I'm
You
into
Won't Be
that.
Alone, maybe, and then the week after that we have Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Ambulance, both of which I am excited to see.
You get to choose only one, Brett.
I will walk to go see a Michael Bay movie, baby. I love Michael Bay. I don't care. Don't at me. I don't care. I
Don't
know.
at
I
me.
didn't say that they're good movies. I said that I like them.
I can't
You
think
get
of
to
any Michael
choose
Bay movie
one.
that I've liked.
If
I'm looking at him now.
by that you mean not Transformers 1 and 2, which are both freaking awesome.
Nope, didn't like those.
You're wrong.
Okay, I like The Rock. I like
Okay.
The Rock. I like the Bad Boys. Armageddon.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, come on.
Brett
Come
likes
on.
trashy movies.
I do not like just trashy movies. I'm saying that I like a director who knows who he is and doesn't apologize for it. If I want big panning 360 shots of U.S. military helicopters in slow motion, then I'm gonna get it.
The
Damn
thing
it!
with Transformers is like I hate how they made the Transformers almost hurt your eyes as they
Yes,
transform.
I know. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if the human characters are unlikable and stupid. Megan Fox is hot, and there's lots of overly saturated slow motion of yes. I don't care.
That's fine.
I
Is
don't
he
care.
the director that likes feet, or is that
No, that's
Tarantino?
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for bringing that into this conversation, Miracle.
Sorry, I was trying.
Mind is in the gutter
All right.
always.
We are gonna move on. We're gonna talk about this one real quick. This is Chinese streaming platform removes Keanu Reeves' film over his support for Tibet. Keanu Reeves
Is he mixed with Asian?
he is
Okay.
mixed with Asian. Yes, okay.
Sorry, I just forgot what race he was.
Okay.
What ingredients are in Keanu Reeves?
So it says, Chinese streaming services have dumped Keanu Reeves' films after he showed support for Tibet earlier this year. The actor is the latest victim of the country's censorship regime, as films such as The Matrix Trilogy, Speed, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Something's Gotta Give, and The Lake House were reportedly removed from the streaming service. I mean, if they moved the latest Matrix movie, China can consider that mercy. That latest Matrix movie is awful. It doesn't say anything on here about John Wick. If they're if again, this isn't the fault of the Chinese people. This is the Chinese government
Right.
that's screwing.
I
the-
think they're just mad at him because he's mixed with Chinese.
I don't think they're mad at him for that miracle. I think they're mad at him because he.
No, they're like, China #1. You have to support us, and he's like, nope.
Miracle has no idea how I can't be part of this joke at all.
Shane,
You're let you.
You're on
take
your
this.
own here, Miracle.
it's okay, Shane. I take you because you're Jewish, kind of.
And Russian, and Russians are sometimes considered Asian.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm taking that one. He can make the joke with me.
Okay, well, continue.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not stepping in that.
Smart man. So it says, according to the Los Angeles Times, when typing the name Keanu Reeves into, I never know how to pronounce. I've read it 30 times. It's the search bar for the site for the search engine they use. It says QIY. I can never pronounce it, and I'm not.
So
gonna
the
remember.
QI, it's
IQIY.
okay. So the QI, it's Chin
Okay.
E.
Chinny?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that search bar, it comes up with, sorry, no results related to Keanu Reeves were found. Due to relevant laws, regulations, and policies, some results are not shown. 2 months ago, Chinese nationalists also threatened to boycott the Matrix Resurrections. Well, anybody with a brain boycotted the Matrix Resurrections, but that's got nothing to do with China. The backlash for the fourth Matrix installment from the Chinese Patriot Group. So they're just talking about he is not allowed to be on their platforms anymore because he mentions that he supports Tibet.
Let's go, Keanu.
Yes, Keanu's the man. And I want you guys to know that this is not anything new. I've got this old article. This is from 2016. It says, Tilda Swinton cast as Tibetan to placate China, says Doctor Strange writer. She plays the Ancient One in Doctor Strange, which is a classically Tibetan character that China said, no siree. I will never understand if this comes from the funding, because it can't come from their desire for the Chinese box office, because they only keep 25% of the money they make in China. In the U.S., the theater keeps 60, and in the studio keeps 40, or it might be the other way around. I never get that 100% right. But I know that when it comes to China, you only keep 25% of the box office. China keeps the rest. The CCP does. So I don't know why they bend over backwards to placate. But yeah, they did the same thing in 2016 when they cast Tilda Swinton, because they didn't want to offend the Chinese government for hiring for casting a Tibetan actress to play that. So it is insane.
Insane.
The world we live in.
Insane. I'm proud of Keanu for sticking with it, because someone like LeBron would just ignore this.
He would
and he would placate the censors.
Yes,
well,
he
it's
would.
because LeBron is like, I need that Chinese money, or like my sport will never be better than
he cares
this.
more about his own whatever career, if you want to call it. I mean, he's really good. I shouldn't poo-poo him too much.
Yeah. Well, also, I can't believe LeBron is like trying to like get more money from China. They keep on inventing like weird, unusually tall Asian people to play basketball. Like, look at Yao
You say
Ming.
inventing?
I meant
Can we see
creating.
a primary source?
Yep. So
I mean creating, not inventing. I don't know what's happening to my brain.
What do
like,
you know?
well, have you seen Yao Ming? Like, Yao Ming came straight out of China, and they were like, oh, he's going to be the next best thing.
Yep.
And then when he retired, they had another Chinese player, but he wasn't as popular as Yao Ming. So his popularity kind of disappeared. But he was like unusually tall for Chinese people too. I think he was like over 7 feet tall.
he was we talked about it on IRL. I forget what he said. He was like 7 something, but like, way taller than the guy who was even there, than Royce, who's there, and Royce is tall.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, so like I don't know why LeBron is trying to defend his career.
It
They're
is
just
what it
going
is.
to create more people who are taller than him.
Very nothing but respect to Keanu for standing up for what he believes in and supporting that, even if it costs him down the line. I think that shows a sign of moral character.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. So
It's a rare thing.
it is a rare thing in that industry.
Yep.
And I do want to talk about one more thing. We have an update about Chris Stuckman.
Yes.
Over $1 million on Kickstarter.
Nice.
We covered this last week. He had a $650,000 Kickstarter campaign, the most funded horror movie ever put onto Kickstarter on the platform.
Yep.
It's called Shelby Oaks. That's what he's looking to make. And after he got an article from Deadline, the original article, and the news got picked back up, it brought in this wave of more and more support, and now the studios are calling to him. He's a YouTuber I've watched for a lot of years.
Oh, cool.
Him and Jeremy Johns both do very good movie reviews.
Cool.
Both channels that I highly respect for. I like them for different reasons. I kind of explain like if I'm looking for a more clinical approach to movie production or to movie criticism, I go Stuckman. If I'm looking for somebody who's kind of more in the feels territory of like if he gives a review and I feel like it's like something he likes, I feel like I'm more in line with him, and that's Jeremy Johns. But they're both very, very good at what they do, and Stuckman has always been open about how he's always made he's made independent films, he's made his own home movies his whole life. He loves horror, he loves that genre. So seeing somebody like this, parallel industries, as we've talked about, it is time to get away. Like, I'd almost wish he wouldn't go to the studios.
That's what I was going to say, is like as I said earlier, my theme through today when I was looking at this is like, this is amazing news, especially as someone who writes, supernatural paranormal stuff. I'm stoked to see
I bet.
all this interest
It's
in his stuff.
it's a found footage.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I looked at the trailer, I'm so stoked on it. But the way that the articles celebrate that the studios are calling, I'm like, no. Don't do that part.
Well, this is
rebel.
The studios are going to ruin it.
This is
Yeah.
from Deadline, which is literally where you go to for this type of. It says breaking Hollywood news since 2006. They are part of the machine.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, like, whether we want him to or not, he wants to be part of the machine. It's
And that's
his dream,
fine.
and that's fine.
As long as he's
But-
happy with it in the end, that's all it really matters.
Exactly. So it says 4 days after that. So it says the feature written blah, blah, blah. I'll just start from the beginning. Earlier this week, we broke the news that The Shelby Oaks has become the most funded horror film project on Kickstarter. The feature, written and to be directed by YouTube film critic Chris Stuckman, is based on a recent internet mystery about a group of missing paranormal investigators. I knew this would be right up your alley.
Yeah, I love it.
On Monday, we reported the project had reached $650,000 from 6,700 backers on the crowdfunding platform after launching its online campaign only 3 weeks prior. 4 days after the article, however, the movie has now raced past $1 million and added another 4,500 backers. That's good going for an indie horror movie based on an original concept and without stars' names attached. The project is also drawing attention from the studios, according to Stuckman. Yeah, he made a video talking about how after this article came out, he goes, actual celebrities, like actual actors, are like with names, are hitting him up, like, "Yo, I want to be
Crazy.
involved in this project."
Crazy.
So that's amazing, and I just think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun to follow this project through to its completion and kind of see how it goes. I'm sure he'll be giving updates on his page, so I'll keep an eye on that. But I just wanted to say good on him again, and I hope I really do hope that it comes out every bit as well as he hoped it could, and I'm sure people will be happy.
It's setting a good precedent for like the DIY people who want to create original stuff. You know,
And there's a market for that now, man.
Clearly.
People are so starved for original content, not bogged down by the politics of modern Hollywood. I'm not talking about social politics. I'm talking about the politics of what it takes to get a movie made. Everything being done by committee, like a Space Jam 2. People are looking for independent grassroots stuff, not because they care about it being independent and grassroots, but because the byproduct of that is original storytelling.
I spent like more than a decade freelancing for different magazines, different in writing movies, but like trying to create anything that was real to you, you know, and authentic was so horrible because it goes through all the filters of editors and the approved things you can and can't say, or people you can't reference and all that stuff. And in terms of that, like my experiences was whatever eventually the audience saw was a watered down, horrible thing. And it was like, why do you even go through the stress of writing that if you're not even happy with it in the end?
So are you more happy that you're producing books through like Timcast?
It's my dream job. It's like I have creative control, you know, and the notes I do get from Tim are the most helpful notes, right? So it's like, and I get to chase down the stories I've always wanted to tell and get as crazy as I want and go as deep as I want. And a lot of freelance places, like when I used to write for Vice and stuff like that, you'd think they would let you do that. But by the time I was writing for them, that was not the case. And it was a real
Too
bummer.
corporate.
Way too corporate. Yep. They were afraid of everything. So no, this is the best. This is why I think I'm a huge believer in doing it as DIY as possible. You know, working with the people, destroy the middleman, the industry, the corporate media, the corporate Hollywood, all that stuff is destroying creativity.
That is true, but to play devil's advocate, what about the people who need those jobs?
He didn't say those people don't deserve to work. He's saying that there needs to be credible alternatives.
I don't think
those
there's
things.
all the people in those industries are bad, but I think they're being governed by bad policies.
Which I agree. Like, I agree what you're saying. Like, maybe one day we're gonna have creativity come back to us, but
creativity's there. It's just not. It's never went away.
It's there.
Creativity never left.
It's there. It's just the corporate world doesn't like it.
Well, which is really dumb because they're producing more robotic people who don't really have imagination anymore. They just rather put everything copy and paste to the world, which the world is not. Everything is a different outcome.
Right. It's probably why we're obsessed with remakes. Right now, more than I think probably ever. Because we don't have original ideas.
I disagree. I don't think that there's a lack of original ideas. I think there's a lack of belief that original ideas are easily marketable for cheaper.
Absolutely.
Whereas established properties have built-in recognition and name value. Again, I will always point out, you do not have built-in fans. You have built-in critics. Because the people who kept these franchises alive for 25 years are not going to settle for your. I mean, we are seeing it right now with the supposed record-breaking views for the Halo series. With the reviews are so apparently it did really well for the first episode, but the reviews are all awful. So it's like,
wait, there's a Halo TV show.
Yes.
Yeah, where Master Chief doesn't have his helmet.
Yeah,
No way.
He took it off in the first episode.
No way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dang. I did more playing of Halo in college than I did actual college.
No, we
Yeah.
should have covered that today then.
Oh,
Damn.
man.
Yeah.
I love Halo.
Damn.
That was like the only game I played throughout all of
Nice.
college. Yeah.
You and Dane should talk about it. Like we
should.
should get both of you guys to talk
I
about
learned
it.
good life lessons in Halo. Like, if you just stand on top of a car in the
Yeah.
middle of the field and stand very still while everyone else is running around, you can just kill everybody. Um,
No
so,
way.
yeah. Try it. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Sorry, Brett.
We're not advocating this.
I mean in a video game.
Yes, he means in a video
Good
game.
gosh.
Well, I don't know.
I think you broke Miracle.
I don't know, but one movie that I think like might have like creativity that I'm still like hoping might be really good is Morbius. Even though there's really
There will
bad-
be no creativity in Morbius. The best you can hope for is that it's politically inoffensive.
Yeah, well, also I really think they missed their mark. Like if they did it during Twilight season,
They probably would have been better off.
Why do you think there's going to be no creativity?
I just don't believe that
the reviews say it's very like predictable.
Okay.
She's making that up.
I am.
It's from what everything I've said, it's convoluted how they try to connect it to the to Spider-Man in the MCU.
Okay.
When you're shackled by first of all, the movie's been delayed 7 times. That is a bad sign.
Could be bad.
No, that's a bad sign. Nothing
because
that
they are
if they believed in the product, they would have got it out sooner.
That's a good point.
I bought the last I bought the last delay because Spider-Man was doing gangbuster numbers and there was no reason to compete with yourself.
Right.
That made sense.
Yeah.
But now, with that many delays, Matt Smith doesn't even know the name of his character. They tell us that it's the same Vulture as in Spider-Man, but it's a different Spider-Man as in Spider-Man No Way Home. Or I'm sorry, it's the same Vulture that was in Spider-Man Homecoming, but it's a different Spider-Man on the wall that echoes Raimi's trilogy. Its writing is a mess.
Oh yeah, it sounds convoluted.
So I don't believe that the first of all, I hate multiverse concept anyways because I think it's the death of creativity.
Yeah.
I think it's like it's like time travel. They can just say, but the
I think
multiverse.
it could be the opposite as well.
Well,
it could
we
be,
will.
It
Well,
could
you
be
did
the
like
I
birth
have more
Spider-Man.
of creativity.
I have more faith in Sony to make
I
these
do too.
movies.
I do too.
But this one wasn't produced in recent Sony. This has been in production for a very long
In
time.
limbo.
Yeah, so this is not. And I gave Venom 2 more leeway than other people did.
Yeah.
Like I said, anytime a movie's just politically inoffensive, I give it a better score.
Okay.
But Sony, Ghostbusters Afterlife was fantastic.
Oh my! I just watched it.
It's great.
It's great.
It's great.
It's great. I teared up
It's great.
in the end.
Nice.
I'm an easy crier.
Yeah. I just want to see you cry,
Okay.
like both of you guys.
All right.
But another
Where's my camera? I'm
right
just
there right there, but also another thing that I'm really hoping might turn out good, we didn't talk about it because it's another character change, but they didn't really touch his character. It's Has Been Hotel. A24 bought them, and I'm hoping that they didn't change that much. They did change the main character's name and her look. They made her more mature, so I'm hoping that they didn't really
Those are huge red flags already.
I know, but then they fired the whole the whole voice cast.
That's a even bigger red flag.
I know, but like I'm hoping. Stop shitting on my dreams, Brett.
I'm the realist here. You're the optimist for once. No, thank you. No.
No, thank you, because it might be shitty. But no, I'm hoping it might be better.
Well, you will see, and you will let me know. You'll-
Well, I'm looking where they might have it. They said rumors it might be on HBO Max. If it is, then I'm sitting there and watching the whole thing.
The Northman got an R rating. That's
Nice.
That could be good.
Are we
That's the
still
one. That's the
watching
one. Yeah. Well, the Northman is an A24, I believe, movie that's
That looks
coming
good to
out.
me.
That's
Yeah.
I've got some faith in that one.
It's got
so.
what's his name? Who was Eric Northman in True Blood playing?
But
Northman.
it's got a lot of good actors in it, and it's an old fashioned revenge tale.
It looks great.
Yep.
I think I'm hopeful.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe one day.
Nope, it'll be good. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.